Hello and welcome to Peat Sports. This is episode 3. We had a lot of topics in episode 2, so we decided to branch off today and make 2 videos. How you guys doing today?
Well, good. That's starting the first episode, doing really well.
Alright, well we're here, Dustin, alongside co-hosts Aldo and Robert. And today we're going to start off with the NFL. We're going to start off with the big claims, a very bold statement made by the Carolina Panthers, specifically their center, Ryan Khalil. He bought an ad in the local newspaper claiming they will win a Super Bowl this year. Not in the future, but this season. Cam Newton, the quarterback, was quick to back him up on these comments. Guys, what do you think about this?
I think it's bold and stupid. Ryan Khalil, great, good center. He made it to the Pro Bowl, but I don't understand how he's going to sit there and say that a team that went 6-10 last year, whatever they went, is going to sit there and Super Bowl next year. I'm going to turn around from a 6-10 to a minimum of 10-6.
It doesn't happen that
in
quick.
1 year. They would have to stay healthy. Cam Newton has to stay away from sophomore slump. Rushing attack would have to be amazing. And D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart have to be, one of the best running backs in the league.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's just impossible to just say that in 1 year.
In 1 year.
Definitely. I respect Cam Newton in all senses of the purpose. The fact that he backs up his teammate as any other teammate should. But exactly, that's a very bold statement by Ryan Khalil saying that he will make it to the Super Bowl this year. They're definitely a playoff contending team. They definitely are. They have the quarterback. They have the the motivation to. They showed it last season. They went from 1-15 to 6-10.
Yes.
They're improving.
They're definitely improving.
They're not there yet.
The only thing is Cam Newton has to stay away from the sophomore slump. That sophomore slump.
I see an 8-8 season.
Definitely. I see one of those as well. I see Cam Newton once again having another explosive season, but you need more than just your quarterback to be there. You need better players, and their running offense has to be incredible, as you said. And so bold statement by Ryan Khalil. Do we agree with it? No, definitely not. I don't think they're going to be a Super Bowl contention team.
Not this year.
Definitely not this year. You got stiff competition.
Future, maybe.
Definitely.
Not this 2 year. This year, way too soon.
Definitely.
Way too soon.
What about Randy Moss? Randy Moss is in training camp right now, showing significant improvement, showing the motivation, the work, the ethic. How do you think he's going to do this season?
I think he's going to do good. I think, he's getting up there in age, but I think he does have another year, maybe 2, but definitely 1 year left in the tank. And now he's with the new team. He's revitalized. He had that year off. The reports are saying that he's in some of the best shape of his life. He's been training hardcore, so I like that. He's staying in shape. He has a good attitude about himself. He's with a team that has a lot of potential.
Definitely. It's 49ers. NFC Championship last year almost got there.
Yeah, him, Alex Smith really showed that he's the man in San Francisco last year.
Yeah.
So if Alex Smith plays the way he did last year, he's going to be throwing a lot of balls over to Randy Moss. Yeah. And I think he could have a big season.
Definitely. Speaking of Randy Moss, Cam Newton fantasy. Let's go fantasy. What do you think of drafting Cam Newton? Is he a good draft first round? Or?
He's a first round draft pick, maybe middle to late though. I wouldn't take him in the first 5 picks or so. I would take him a little later. He's going to produce close. I wouldn't say the same fantasy numbers last year. Last year was amazing. Yeah, definitely. He's not going to produce that much, but he's still going to be a good reliable quarterback in fantasy.
And what about Randy Moss? Was Randy Moss a starting wide receiver for your fantasy team, or is he a...
If a guy gets hurt and Randy Moss is playing the way he did a few years ago, and if a guy gets hurt, he's going to be a free agent in most leagues. He's not going to be a guy that's picked up unless, a lot of people are anxious to see him and they think he's going to do good. Yeah. But he will most likely be a free agent. Now, I would pick him up on my team as an insurance guy. Yeah. A guy to have in case a guy gets hurt, throw him in there. He will produce, a good amount of points and yardage.
So for you right now, he's not starting material.
No.
Will you need
until he proves himself.
Is he starting material right now with all the speculation in training camp?
It depends. we're going to have to see how he does through the rest of training camp and through preseason because he has stiff competition.
Yeah, there's a lot of receivers.
There's receivers there last year, along with Manningham, who had a huge catch, was instrumental in the Giants winning Super Bowl last year. He's got a lot of competition.
Definitely.
I think he will get some playing time, whether it's in the slot, whether he'll get rotated in, and I think he'll produce. But I don't see him being as good as he was a few years ago with the Patriots.
No, definitely not. No.
But I think he will have a comeback year.
No, yeah, I definitely think so too. And moving on now, we go to the NFC East and the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming in very underrated. Not even making the AP top 5. What do you see their chances? They picked up great defenders. Their defense is going to be strong. Tony Romo looks like he's going to be healthy.
Yeah.
How do you feel like the Cowboys' chances are this season in the NFC?
I think they're going to go about 10-6.
10-6
is what I'm looking at. Romo is the key. The defense is set. The defense is great.
Great defense.
Yeah. So what I'm looking at is Romo. If Romo could play and have those great fourth quarter wins, maybe this is his year. Finally, maybe he can finally show that he could be put to the bottom, at least the bottom of the elite quarterback. Right now, he's with the average guys only for the reason that the playoff wins aren't racking up.
Yep, they're not.
And once he gets that, maybe he has to go to the going to the playoffs is one thing. Winning in the playoffs is another. Getting to the Super Bowl is another. Those are the 3 things in the postseason. He's gotten to the playoffs. He's finally won one. But you need to win more.
Definitely, he needs to make a Super Bowl.
Yeah, at least to an NFC Championship game that they look like they're the team to go. But I think this year they could pick it up.
What about you? As a Cowboys fan, how do you feel?
Yes, I am a fan, so there may be a little bias, but I do feel that this could be the year to get farther than the first round of the playoffs, definitely. Because just looking at that division, I mean, I think the Eagles are once again overhyped. They're making all these. They're calling themselves the dream team they did last year. Now they're saying they're a dynasty team when they haven't proven anything.
And
the Redskins are developing, and the Giants, I believe, are falling off. So I do see the Cowboys winning the division this year of the NFC East. And as we said, the defense is stacked. I mean, it's gonna be the first year. The first full training camp of the new Rob Ryan defense. Last year, there's a lockout. They didn't have time to fully learn all of his schemes. The guy's a defensive mastermind. He won rings over in New England as their linebackers coach. So, I mean, and as Robert said, a lot's going to come down on Tony Romo. He's got the pieces around him. He's got DeMarco Murray, Felix Jones to hand off to. He's got Miles Austin, Des Bryant, Jason Witten. They've got the pieces.
Speaking of Felix Jones, how do you feel him not passing his conditioning test? And not only Felix Jones, but 2 other players as well. I mean, is that a blow for the Cowboys not having Felix Jones in the top shape that he should be? That's your running back.
Yeah. I think it is a means for concern. I mean, he is going in. I think he definitely needs to take it more seriously because there are. I saw an interview with him just a couple days ago, and he's embracing his role. He knows that he's going to be going in as pretty much the second guy behind DeMarco Murray. So that's at least how he's going into training camp, and it's obviously not good to go in out of shape.
Yeah,
and
definitely not. No.
I mean, he's going to be competing for that first job. I mean, he's going to be getting a lot of playing time. That's no question. Yeah. But he should be going in there more ready to take that top spot. But the other 2 guys, one of them is a safety, and then I can't remember the other guy, but they need to step that up.
Definitely. Now going away from running backs, they say this year is once again the year of the quarterback passing NFL again. Yeah. You have quarterbacks Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. Is this once again the year of the quarterback, or are we going to see rise of the running backs this year? I mean, with MJD, Ray Rice.
I could see. The secondaries are getting better. Coverages are getting better. I don't know if that's going to stop the great elite quarterbacks.
Definitely.
Because they're so good. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, all the guys you named. But running backs are definitely getting up there. Maurice Jones-Drew.
Ray Rice.
DeMarco all of them. Yeah, DeMarco Murray's just coming up. And then you got guys like Jamal Charles, too, who can probably do some good damage, too. Reggie Bush could be doing good again.
Yeah.
He had a good season last year.
Good season last year in Miami.
All those guys, they're coming up. And I think, I wouldn't say this next year, but maybe the year after that, the running backs are just going to be stacked. Better running backs are coming in every single year.
Definitely. I mean, with this draft.
Trent Richardson.
Yeah, this draft. And this draft saw 3 significant quarterbacks coming in. Ryan Tannehill, RG3, and of course Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
So do you think that these next 4 to 5 years are going to be quarterback years, or do you think even though with the drafts of all these quarterbacks that just happened, is it going to go away from the quarterbacks and going to be a running NFL again?
I think no matter what, offense, the offenses are just going to get bigger.
Yeah.
And it's just like baseball now. Pitching is not as good as it used to be, and hitting is better than ever. You got guys hit the 500 club like it's nothing anymore, Yeah. So now defenses are getting better, but there's always that one team that has a great D, but then the rest of them are average or a little above average, but they're not. There's not always like 5, 6, 7 defenses that stand out to you. There's always the offenses. There's always a lot of. We can name at least 6 quarterbacks that are elite.
Definitely.
You can name 6 running backs that are elite.
Yeah.
And it's like the defenses just aren't what they used to be. Just the same as to baseball, pitching isn't what it used to be.
Well, definitely not. I mean, it's gonna be an interesting thing to see throughout the next few years in the NFL. I mean, with the rookies coming in and rookies coming in next season, so it's definitely gonna be something interesting to see. It's definitely gonna be something fun to see. And with that, we move on to basketball. And let's move on to we talked about the Lakers in episode 1. Let's do the Heat this time. Okay. Signing Ray Allen.
Yeah, they got.
Are they trying to win a repeat? But the thing is, my problem is with signing Ray Allen. Ray Allen's old. I mean, he's not young. He has to keep up.
He can still do it though.
But I mean, he can't keep up with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. I mean, that was like running the system back in the good old LMU days, where Hank Gathers and.
Back in the day.
Seriously, they were running like a straight up system, fast break all the time, every time, and that's why they were averaging a lot of points.
Yeah, I think it's a good pickup. I think the Heat will have a good role for Ray Allen coming in there. I think he'll play a similar role to some of the bench players like Shane Battier, Mike Miller. They came in and crucial parts of the game, lined up, and knocked down some threes. I can see him accepting a role like that. The playing time, we'll see how much he gets. Alongside the big guys, as you said, the big 3. So
I think that Ray Allen's going to be more clutch. LeBron James has showed that he is clutch last year. Finally, he actually hit some good shots in the playoffs. But I think that Ray Allen's going to go in and he's going to be good in the fourth quarter. Just like he's always been.
Yeah,
he's going to hit those clutch shots. They finally found someone who could hit those clutch shots. Battier did it a little bit.
Mike Miller also Miller the killer.
They did, but who else is better at the threes than Ray Allen?
Ray Allen.
So as soon as it leaves his hand, it's hitting you. You're sitting there closing your eyes when you're rooting against them. And you're like, So I think it's a great pickup in the ways of wanting a clutch guy at the 3-point line.
And now with that, do you see them on top of the East? I mean, Chicago, Derrick Rose is still out. Boston's lost one of their big 3. Are they number 1 in the East next year? And if they are they repeating?
I think that they are. In the East, I think they are going to take it. It's going to be a little tougher this year, definitely with Derrick Rose. He's going to come back, and So I just think that in the West though, you got the Lakers who are trying to make a run for it.
Yeah.
If the Dwight Howard thing works out in their favor, which no one even knows where that's at.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but they're still stacking up with their free agents. So, I just think that eventually, when you get down to the end, it's going to be Miami and hopefully this Lakers matchup that everyone wanted.
Everyone wants, definitely.
So
and if
it happens, it's going to be tough. I don't know who's going to win it. I can't predict that. It's hard to make a prediction like that.
Right, especially now.
I think Miami's going to make a run for it because there is no one as fast as better anything than them right now in the East.
Yeah. I agree with that completely. I do see them taking the East. I don't see them repeating though. When you look at the East, there's a lot of teams that are developing right now. You have the Knicks, you have the
Indiana Pacers,
you have the Pacers who are coming up. You have the Brooklyn Nets, who are making a big 3 of their own. With they had got Joe Johnson, they have Darren Williams. They tried to get
Dwight,
not working.
We know Robin Lopez.
Yeah. So but we're gonna have to see. Brooke Lopez. He's good. But they're a developing team. I still see them taking the East, but when you look at the West, I think they're gonna get used to they'll adjust their defenses. They'll play more zone against Miami if a Western team whatever Western team meets up with Miami in the finals. I do see the Miami return to the finals for a third straight year, but I think it'll either be the Lakers, the Thunder possibly again, or the Spurs. You can never count them out. They've led the West in regular season wins quietly the past 2 years. So I think any of those teams would be able to take them out. They'll adjust to their style of gameplay, and I don't see the Heat repeating, but I do see them returning to the finals.
Yeah, definitely. Same here. I don't see the Heat repeating, but I do see them going to the NBA Finals. I do see them losing to a West Coast team like the Thunder, the Lakers, or the Spurs. Can't count any of those teams out. And I agree with you guys 100%. Let's talk fantasy now. Ray Allen, is he going to be a major effect on your fantasy team, or is it even worth drafting?
He's worth drafting. If he makes that starting lineup, definitely. I'm having him in week by week.
Definitely. I mean, his fourth quarter numbers are going to be huge.
Yeah.
All right, guys. And with that, I think we can conclude episode 3. This was a great episode. 2 episodes today. Crank those out. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit the like button, click subscribe. Leave us questions in the comments that you would like us to answer.
Be sure to answer them.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter @official3ps and like us on Facebook, facebook.com/3peatsports. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Aldo for Dustin and Rob. See you guys tomorrow.
All right.